In 1974, a girl vanished from a quiet town, and the truth was buried for decades. In the summer of 1974, Hollow Creek, a quiet town nestled in the Appalachian Mountains of Kentucky, was known for its coal mines, church bells, and the kind of silence that made secrets feel safe. But that year, the silence was broken. It began with a scream. On July 3rd, just before dusk, 17-year-old Mary Ellen Carter vanished from the edge of the woods behind her family's farmhouse. She had gone out to feed the chickens, wearing her favorite denim jacket and humming a tune from the radio. Her mother heard the scream, sharp, short, and swallowed by the trees. By the time she reached the coop, Mary Ellen was gone. The sheriff, Clyde Hargrove, was a man of few words and fewer arrests. He'd spent most of his career breaking up bar fights and chasing raccoons out of the church basement. But Mary Ellen's disappearance stirred something in him, a memory, maybe, or a fear. He organized a search party, combed the woods, drained the creek, and questioned every soul in Hollow Creek. Nothing. No footprints. No blood. No sign of struggle. Then came the letters. 3 days after Mary Ellen vanished, her father received a handwritten note in the mailbox. No stamp. No envelope. Just a folded piece of paper that read, "She saw what she shouldn't. Let her be forgotten." The handwriting was shaky, almost childlike. Sheriff Hargrove kept it quiet, fearing panic. But the next day, another girl went missing. This time, it was 15-year-old Ruthie Mae Collins, last seen walking home from choir practice. Her Bible was found on the roadside, pages torn and scattered like leaves. The town was gripped with fear. Parents kept their children indoors. The church held nightly vigils. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some said it was a drifter, others whispered about a cult in the hills. But Hargrove had a theory. He remembered a case from 1959, long before he wore a badge. A young woman named Clara Jean had vanished under similar circumstances. Her body was never found, but her diary had surfaced weeks later, hidden in a hollow tree. It spoke of a man with a limp, a cabin deep in the woods, and a secret she was never supposed to know. Hargrove reopened the old case. He found the diary in the evidence locker, yellowed and brittle. The last entry read, "He watches from the trees. He knows I saw him bury it." Bury what? The sheriff followed the clues, retracing Clara Jean's steps. He found the hollow tree, still standing, and beneath it, freshly disturbed earth. He dug. What he found chilled him to the bone. A box. Inside, photographs. Black and white, grainy, but clear enough. Girls, bound, afraid, and in the corner of each photo, a shadow, a man with a limp. Hargrove knew who it was. Earl Dunning had lived on the outskirts of Hollow Creek for decades. A recluse, war veteran, and former coal miner, Earl walked with a limp from a mine collapse in '52. He was quiet, polite, and invisible. But the sheriff remembered something else. Earl had worked security at the mine where Clara Jean's father was foreman. And he had been questioned in her disappearance, but never charged. Hargrove drove to Earl's cabin, deep in the woods. The door was ajar. Inside, the air was thick with dust and decay. On the walls, newspaper clippings, all about missing girls. On the table, a map of Hollow Creek, with red X's marking spots near the creek, the church, and the school. In the basement, Hargrove found them. Mary Ellen and Ruthie Mae, alive, barely. Bound, gagged, and terrified. Earl was nowhere to be found. A manhunt began. The FBI joined in. Bloodhounds tracked Earl's scent through the woods, but it vanished near the old mine shaft. Some said he escaped. Others believed he fell into the shaft and died. No body was ever recovered. Mary Ellen and Ruthie Mae recovered slowly. They spoke of a man who watched them sleep, whispered prayers, and told them they were chosen. They never saw his face clearly, only the limp, the smell of coal, and the sound of church bells. Hollow Creek never healed. The mine closed. Families moved away. The church burned down in '78. Arson, they said. Sheriff Hargrove retired in '82, still haunted by the case. And every July, someone leaves a folded note on the steps of the old sheriff's office. Quote. "She saw what she shouldn't. Let her be forgotten."